Or maybe when they constantly hear on the airways people like you and Hillary Clinton and others constantly depicting Trump as an existential threat to democracy in America.
Piers, you're totally guilty. You're guilty. You're guilty. Because you support Donald Trump. And Donald Trump has done 2,000 times worse, and you know it. So that's it. Are you telling Donald Trump, you better shut up? You better not say any of those gross things that you always say.
So in this one, Piers Morgan and Cenk Uyger get into an intense debate. Well, I don't even know if you can call it a debate. It's more like a fight, an argument. But Cenk Uyger, who uses any and every excuse to hate Donald Trump, goes into this rant about being a populist, and that's just another reason why he hates Donald Trump, is because he says that he ruined populism. I don't even know what that means. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments, but regardless, this is a good one. I don't want to spoil it, so let's just go ahead and get her started.
The election. So what do you want me to do, Piers? The guy hates democracy. He's a dictator wannabe. So, okay, should you shoot at him? Of course not. Any action that is physical like that or violent is a surrender in the intellectual field of debate and ideas. So it's a terrible idea. It's immoral, etc. But I'm not going to let up on Donald Trump for 1 second rhetorically, because he is a monster. And he tried to terminate our Constitution. He tried to steal an election. I've never seen anyone so despicable in American politics. And by the way, there's another reason why I'm angry at him, because I'm a populist. And he took populism and he perverted it to just turning into his own personal con. He's such a slimy con man. I loathe him. Everyone should vote against him. He's one of the worst people I have ever seen in politics, and I'm not going to let him terminate the Constitution or destroy this democracy.
You see, what I find extraordinary, Cenk, is you haven't even given it a beat since he nearly had his brains blown out on Sunday on a golf course, which came 2 months after...
Did he give a beat, Piers? Did he give a beat? Did he ever give a beat when he constantly talks about violence? Hey, if someone takes out somebody from with a stretcher, I'll pay the legal bills. Attack people. Oh, my political opponents, I'm going to jail them. I'm going to attack them.
Well, to be clear, hang on. To be clear, you're trying to equate him making a joke about maybe slapping or punching someone in a crowd who's abusing him with someone.
Can I make a joke
with
about
someone
slapping
taking an AK
Trump across the face?
Well, hang on. Was somebody
Can I make that joke?
Was somebody
Can I make that joke, Piers?
Well, hang on. Somebody actually shooting him on a rally stage and then very nearly shooting him on a golf course with an AK-47. Do you not see the difference?
So, Piers, those are terrible actions. So what am I'm asking you a literal question. What do you want me to just go?
Could you give it a beat?
Okay, now Donald Trump's a good... Hold on, let me finish the question.
On a human level.
Donald Trump's a good guy. Donald Trump loves democracy. Donald Trump's still the same monster he was yesterday. So I hate that people are shooting at him. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. It's immoral. It's wrong.
Why would you be surprised?
I can't condemn it any stronger.
Why would you be surprised?
I'm not going to tell you that Donald Trump is a decent man when he's a grotesque human being.
Why would you be surprised that people are taking drastic action? Unhinged people with unhinged brains who are listening to constant rhetoric from people.
You didn't answer the question.
Well,
what do you want me to do? You want me to politically surrender, right?
I'm asking you a question. Do you not consider for a moment that within 48 hours you're still saying monster, demagogue, dictator, blah, 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 blah?
Because that's who he is.
Yes, but this is what is affecting...
So you want me to lie?
Yeah, because...
Piers, tell me this. Do you want me to lie?
Let me finish. The shooter at the golf course, specifically in his recent social media posts, parroted Kamala Harris, saying that he was effectively an existential threat to democracy in America. You're doing the same. Does nothing make you pause?
You're insane.
Hillary Clinton's doing the same.
Trump does it 2,000 times worse.
Because you think he does it,
your
you
great
should do
idea
it too.
is Democrats shouldn't campaign against your beloved Donald Trump because some moron, mentally unstable guy took a shot at him. Okay, or two of them did. You know what? I can protect Donald Trump. Ban assault weapons. That'll protect Donald Trump way more than any of, say nice things about him now that some lunatic took some shots at him. Here, let me do...
No, Cenk, we don't want you to lie, okay? And it's not politically surrendering after 2 assassination attempts, one of which Donald Trump was shot in the head, that resulted in an innocent bystander being killed and 2 more being injured. Because to me, you're lacking compassion, Cenk. You want to stand up there and yell that Donald Trump is a monster. You want to say that he's going to try to rewrite the Constitution. All these fear-mongering tactics, and your solution is one thing, ban assault rifles. And one of the guys, the most recent guy, was already a felon and not supposed to have that weapon. So what makes you think that banning the weapon would prevent the guy that was willing to shoot somebody from acquiring it? Like that guy is going to say, oh, I'm willing to actually shoot at somebody, but, you know, it's against the law for me to acquire the weapon, so I guess I'm shit out of luck, right? You're making no sense, Cenk. And I wish Piers Morgan would ask Cenk Uyger right now, what is it that Donald Trump has actually done that demands this type of reaction from you and the mainstream media and the Democratic apparatus that is trying to win in this 2024 election? We need to see some examples, because saying that Donald Trump is going after the Constitution, saying that Donald Trump joked about Nancy Pelosi's husband is just a joke, right? You can't take a joke. Donald Trump's not allowed to make a joke, but you're up here calling him a monster and doing all this rhetoric that has resulted in Donald Trump being nearly assassinated 2 times?
Here, let me be super clear. If you're on the left, I know the right-wingers love their guns and Second Amendment remedy, and they've been riled up to do violence nonstop. But if you're on the left and you do any violence, you are not one of us. You're a stupid person who does nothing but make a worthy cause look immoral with your insanity. Never do violence. Is that clear enough?
Or maybe when they constantly hear on the airwaves people like you and Hillary Clinton and others constantly depicting Trump as an existential threat to democracy in America.
Piers, you're totally guilty. You're guilty. You're guilty. Because you support Donald Trump. And Donald Trump has done 2,000 times worse, and you know it. You won't even run it on this show.
Okay.
You won't even run it on this show because Donald Trump, what he says is so much worse than anything a Democrat has ever said about him. So you won't even run it on this show. So that's it. Are you telling Donald Trump, you better shut up? You better not say any of those gross things that you always say. You know that he joked about smashing Nancy Pelosi's husband's head in with a hammer.
Yeah, and the truth
One
is,
of his
Cenk,
lunatic fans tried to murder Nancy Pelosi's husband, and he's like, ha, it's so funny. Do you know that when they tried to murder his vice president, he then turned around and said he deserved it? He's a psycho, and you defend him every day, Piers.
Here's the problem. You have no idea what I've said about Trump when he's done these things. If you had, you wouldn't accuse me of not talking about them, because I always do.
Shut up?
Because I always do.
Are you telling him to shut up?
I want to.
Cenk, why would you ask Piers Morgan, who hosts a show called Uncensored, to ask Donald Trump to shut up, to say that he needs to chill out, when he allows you to behave like a raving lunatic on his own show? I think it's very clear that Piers Morgan does not agree with the words that are coming out of your mouth, yet he allows you to say them here on his own show because it's uncensored, right? I don't know if Donald Trump will ever go on this show, but Piers Morgan has said multiple times that he talks to Donald Trump sometimes on the phone, and I would actually think that if Donald Trump asked him for advice, Piers Morgan might say, hey, look, you might want to tone it down a little bit. I don't know, that's just me speculating, but Cenk Uyger saying, look, if you're on the left and you do one of these crazy things, you're out of the club, is not a very strong statement or threat to warn somebody off from actually making an attempt at Donald Trump or somebody's life if they're actually willing to do it. Okay, oh, you're going to be out of the club if you go and do something crazy. That doesn't absolve you, Cenk Uyger, from the results of your continual anti-Trump, orange man bad, he's a monster rhetoric. It's simply a lame cop-out. So you might want to reevaluate the way that you behave towards Donald Trump, especially considering, look, Piers Morgan is telling you, you need to chill out. And you go, oh, but you don't tell Donald Trump. No, but he's telling you, you won't listen. What makes you think, Cenk Uyger, that if Piers Morgan tells Donald Trump to chill out, that Donald Trump is going to chill out? You already think that Donald Trump is the worst person on planet Earth, and you won't even listen to Piers Morgan. So why would Donald Trump? I mean, you talk to Piers Morgan way more than Donald Trump talks to Piers Morgan, would be at least my guess, right? I mean, Donald Trump's a busy dude, and I'm sure Piers Morgan is just not the top of his Rolodex or whatever it is. We have Rolodexes anymore. So anyways, I thought this was pretty good. Let me know in the comments what you think. And on your way out, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys in the next one.